Bolu. Very good evening, students. Hello, good evening. Good evening. Good evening, guys. Okay. Naveed, good evening. Harshit, good evening. Shyam, good evening. Adab, namaskar. Kavita, good evening. Deepika Rani, good evening. Pavitra, Sumajra. Very good evening to everyone. Good evening, guys. Good evening. Amritanand, Kavita, Surendra, Manish, Sheshagri, Hari Surya. Very good evening. Meanwhile, any one of you can remind me. Good evening. Maniteja, good evening. Usma, good evening. LTYDG, what's the name? Cockroach over. Cockroach is over. Okay, let's begin with the next animal. Frog. Okay. Okay, let's begin frog. Now, this is not that unimportant thing, because earlier we used to think that frog and earth form have been deleted, but so far we don't have any notification also. But what I believe that because the new NCERT book has only frog, no cockroach, no earthworm, not even animal tissues, structural organization, that means only frog is given. Right, and more or less same information. They have not increased or decreased the information. So my dear children, frog to be started. Okay. So frog, it belongs to the phylum. Quickly tell me the name of the phylum. Tell me the name of the subphylum. I want subphylum name. Subphylum. Tell me the name of the class, order, genus, and also the species. And the common name I'm telling you, it is a Indian bullfrog. The Indian bullfrog. Indian bullfrog. The common species of frog in North India. Indian bullfrog, come on. So let's begin with the first one, phylum Chordata, very good. Phylum name is Chordata, Chordata. Subphylum, come on. Chordata, subphylum name. Subphylum name. Phylum to ho gaya Chordata, subphylum name. Subphylum name is Vertebrata. Vertebrata, okay. Then class name Amphibia. 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 What is happening today? Amphibia. Then genus, we know it is Rana. And the species is Tigrina. Rana tigrina. Now I tell you how to remember the name of the order. So the order name is Anura. Anura. I think this is a new name for all of you, Anura. For most of you, this name is new. An means absent, Ura means tail. N means absent, A-N-N, no. And Ura means tail, Ura. Ura means tail. That means that there is no tail. It means tailless. It means tailless. The meaning of this name. As we all know, the adult frog, they don't have tail. That's why the name of the order. But if you want, you can just ignore the name of this one and remaining name. So you should know phylum, subphylum, class, genus, and species. Now, just let's understand about its distribution. The most common species in the northern India, particularly, is Rana tigrina. Tigrina because of the dark spots on the back like the tiger's patches. And it is a carnivorous animal living in fresh water. So you can find them in fresh water, in pond, lakes, in the ditches. Okay, so it is a, if I ask you a question that Indian bullfrog lives in Indian Ocean. Indian bullfrog lives in Indian Ocean. Tell me. Indian bullfrog lives in Indian Ocean. Statement is correct or wrong? Tail may present in some, but those are not anurans, Pramoda. I am saying tails are present in amphibia, no doubt about that, like salamandra. Okay, and if you are saying that some of the anurans, well, bacha, that information I don't have, that anurans having some tail, that information I don't have, but that certainly salamandra is an amphibian with a tail. So tailed amphibian, okay, so that is certainly correct. Okay, so for images, we can quickly open this one and frog PPT. So please understand that this is, we are just doing for the NEET examination, the complete animal kingdom, and I think the complete biology we are doing just for the NEET examination. There was a time when a lot of research and a lot of detailed information were shared. But I think now if you can just zero in on those two books and keep on reading them again and again, I think that can increase your chances to get into. Now, this already systematic position we have understood. I mean, we have just now done that, all these things, and phylum, subphylum, class, order, genus, species. Rana tigrina is the most widely distributed species in northern India, and it lives in fresh water. This is very important. So I asked you a question that is tail. My question was, Indian bullfrog lives in Indian Ocean, and the answer is wrong. Indian bullfrog is not it's not a marine animal, it is a freshwater animal. So it is not found in the Indian Ocean, because Indian ocean means a marine water, right? So it come on land to hunt, okay, and the hunting includes the insect. So the food or the prey is the insect. Locomotion is with the help of two muscular limbs. It is tetrapoda. Amphibia belong to the subclass tetrapoda. Therefore, it use the two pair of limbs. It is a carnivorous animal, but the tadpole larva is herbivorous. The tadpole larva is herbivorous. The males make a croaking sound. A croaking means it's a mating call. It's a mating call. Mating call means which a call for the other sex for mating. Usually, the mating call or mating behavior is given by the males and females to so that they can find the female for mating. And this species makes a loud turr sound, and in northern India during the rainy season their breeding time begins, and that's the time when you find that they are just looking for the mate and they're making sound. Now, along with the vocal cords, males also have vocal sacs. Vocal cord is just to make the sound, and vocal sac is to amplify the sound. So, vocal sacs are there in the males and they are not there in the females. And croaking is a mating call. They are poikilothermal, that means they cannot maintain their body temperature. If you keep them in the refrigerator, they can take the temperature of the refrigerator. If it is 4 degrees Celsius, their body temperature also becomes 4 degrees Celsius. If you keep them in the sun, they become warmer. So their body temperature is the same as that of the external temperature. Therefore, they are exothermic. They are exothermic. Clear? Very good. So just remember that only mammals and birds are homeothermal. So they are poikilothermal. Then some more points, hibernation. Now, because in extreme of winters and extreme of summers, what happens that the temperature extremes, the enzyme start getting, or the activity of the enzyme is highly reduced. And if the enzyme activity is reduced, the metabolism is reduced. And if the metabolism is reduced, then the survival chances are very, very less. So what happens, in very high temperature, the enzymes become denatured, and at a very low temperature, enzymes become inactive. They are just proteins, right? Therefore, to survive in those conditions, in extremes of temperature situation, they can go into their burrows and they can go into the state of complete inactivity. There is a suspension of all the body activity, including feeding. They don't even feed in this time period. They are barely surviving, just living. So their body metabolism is barely minimum, so that their nervous system remain alive. Okay, their body tissues don't die. So no doubt heart is beating, okay, and respiration is also going on, but respiration, because they are inside the burrows at that time, respiration is done with the help of only skin. They cannot take air there, because if they open the mouth, they have to open the mouth to take the air, okay? If they open the mouth, then soil go inside. I hope it is clear, right? So, yes, they use the cutaneous respiration during these periods. There is a protective coloration. Okay, now their body color is made so that wherever they live, they can camouflage with the surrounding. Their color is so that they can easily camouflage with the surrounding. This phenomenon is seen in animals, and this phenomenon is called mimicry. This camouflage or protective coloration is called mimicry. What it is called? Mimicry, right? It is a phenomenon, and mimicry is done for both offense and defense. You must have seen on Discovery Channel or National Geographic that a tiger, when it has to hunt, in the beginning it just hides itself, and then just in the bushes it just remains silent, very silently, so that no one can see it. And then the moment it come very close to the prey, it just jump over. So both offense as well as defense. Defense means they can get almost lost in the surrounding. This phenomena is known as mimicry. So there is a protective coloration. Now guys, if you know that even the uniform of our army soldiers and the army uniform is a camouflage uniform. It is a camouflage uniform which can easily camouflage with the surrounding. The Air Force, they don't require, because they don't have to really go into these type of areas for fighting, right? So their uniform is a white uniform. Air Force, that Navy is white uniform. Air Force is light yellow, light blue, sky blue. That is the in a uniform of Air Force. But Army, okay, they have to really go on these areas, and therefore they need to camouflage. Okay, so many a times the drone is observing them, and to avoid the surveillance, okay, the army personnel, even their helmet has many artificial leaves and twigs, and these all are artificial, so that if they become silent they can easily get lost in the jungle. So that will help them in a warfare for in jungle, also in other places. Okay, so maybe that uniform is a camouflage uniform. Just I want to say this. My shirt looks like camouflage. That looks like a camouflage one. Very good, good observation, very good. Who is this guy? Good observation, Vinay Kumar. Good. Like in the tropical forest type environment, camouflage. Okay, so I hope you understand why the body color, and that too the dorsal surface is olive green with spots. Ventral surface, because ventral surface is not exposed to outside, therefore ventral surface is pale yellow. Only the dorsal surface is olive green in color with black colored spots. Okay. The frog never drinks water but absorb it through the skin. It's a very, very important fact. The frog never drinks water but absorb it through the skin. The for breeding, there is a copulation, and it is a very it is unusual copulation, because what happens in copulation? In copulation, or as the outcome of copulation, the male partner release the male gametes into the female genital tract. That's what the result of copulation. The male gametes are transferred to the female genital tract. But in this case, there is no such transfer of the gametes inside the female body at all. In fact, both male and female, they release their gametes into water. And this is done when they are in, like when they are floating in water, their mating or copulation is done. Okay. And so this is actually a pseudo copulation. It is not a true copulation. Therefore, scientists don't call it a copulation, they call it amplexus. Amplexus. But then at this stage, we cannot stuff your head with new terms. Therefore, I'm just telling you that this is copulation, wherein you can see the male partner is holding the female partner, okay? And because both these animals are very, very slippery, they are very slippery. Okay, even if you hold the frog, it can, chances are there it can slip off from your hand. Okay, so how this is possible that almost for 1 hour they remain in this position, almost for 1 hour, right? So to help the male partner on the first digit of the forelimb, it is very sticky. There is a pad which is very, very sticky, and with the help of it, it can hold the female during the process of. So this is actually a false copulation, as I say. Fertilization is external. It occurs in water, where both the members will release their gametes into. The tadpole larva is involved in the development. Therefore, development is indirect. Remember the tadpole's respiration. Okay, we will talk about that later on. This is the morphological features, right? You can see the dorsal surface is olive green in color with spots, with these spots. Okay, you should note that. Then you should note that the eyes are bulging type. So they are bulging outwards. Eyes are bulging outwards. Okay. Also, you see one thing, that there are eyelids. There are eyelids, and also one eyelid, a transparent one, which is called nictitating membrane. It can also be called the third eyelid or the transparent eyelid. The purpose of that, so whenever this animal goes in water, the liquidating membranes covers the eye. And you can understand what, like what is the function of it. The function is protection, just protection, okay? So nictitating membrane, yes, Pavitra, nictitating membrane protects the eyes when this animal is in water. It is just a covering over the eyes, just like to protect, we need our we cover our mobile with a transparent cover, okay? Why? Because this cover is just to protect it. We don't want the color to be hidden, we just want that it is protected. Then there are a pair of nostrils above the V-shaped mouth. The mouth opening is V-shaped. Above that, one pair of nostrils. Then there is tympanum or eardrum behind the eyes that represents the ear. They don't have external ear. This is a forelimb, this is a hind limb. The forelimb is less muscular, hind limb is a bigger one and more muscular. Okay, the forelimb end in 4 digits. The forelimb ends in 4 digits. Forelimb, 4 digits. Please remember that. So forelimb, okay, forelimb, and how many digits? 4 digits. Forelimb end in 4 digits, and its first digit. In the first digit of the forelimb, I said in the males there are copulatory pads are there. Okay, let's come to the hind limb. Hind limb is more muscular and it ends into 5 digits. There are 5 digits in the hind limb. Actually, we can call them as 5 toes. Okay, 5 toes. We can call this as toes. I'll erase it. 5 toes. One more thing, you can notice that the toes are webbed. 5 toes. The digits of the hind limb can be called as toes. These are 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And in between, you can see this. There is a webbing so that it can act like a tappu. It can act like a row, and it helps it to steer in water. There is a common opening for urine, fecal matter, and also for the gametes. A common opening called cloacal aperture. Aperture means a small foramen or a small, we can say opening, a small rundram. Okay, chhidra or rundram. This is aperture meaning. Cloacal, there is a cloaca here. Cloaca is a common chamber into which the digestive tract, the urinary tract, and the gametes, the genital tract opens into. So we will see that in the anatomy of the animal. Right now, please understand that there is no anus, no urethral opening, nothing. There is one opening called cloaca. Is this point clear? Okay, done. Let's now move further. Now, external morphology. Now, you can be with me. You can open your NCERT or you can take out a notebook and you can copy down these points. It is better you can open the NCERT. Shall I reduce the brightness here? Or are you able to see it clearly? Shall I reduce the brightness? No need? You are able to see clearly? It's clear now? You can read very clear. Okay, the dorsal surface of frog, it is which color? Tell me which color? It is olive green in color. Olive green. Olive green in color. And ventral is pale yellow, light yellow or pale yellow in color. This protective coloration helps to camouflage. Help to camouflage. And this phenomenon, what is the phenomenon called? What is this phenomenon of camouflage or protective coloration called? What is this phenomenon of hiding the self? Just for, this is called mimicry. Very good. This is known as mimicry. Mimicry. Body division, very, very important point. The body has only two main divisions. There is a head and trunk. Head and trunk. Please remember, head and trunk. Trunk is this part. Both the thorax and abdomen are part of the trunk. Head and trunk. Head. Okay. In the head, there is a mouth which is V-shaped. Okay. Then external nostrils, which are above. I can write easy language. Above the mouth, there is a pair of external nostrils. Nostrils. Okay. Pair above the mouth. Then there are two eyes, dorsolateral eyes towards dorsal and lateral side. Two eyes are there. They are bulging eyes. Bulging eyes. Okay, bachon. Then you can leave this all. This is a tympanum, circular tympanum or eardrum. Tympanum or eardrum. Circular tympanum or eardrum. Eyes has got nictitating membrane for protection in water. For protection. Eyes has got nictitating membrane for protection. Trunk. Trunk is differentiated into hard anterior. You have thorax in the anterior. Thorax. Why it is hard? Because of the rib cage. If you hold the animal, it will be hard. But if you hold the abdomen side, it will be softer. Okay? And posterior is abdomen. So in abdomen, there is only the vertebral column which is hard, bony. Other part we can easily squeeze. A pair of forelimb and hind limb are attached to the trunk. The forelimbs are shorter and stouter. The meaning of stouter means they are thicker. They are thicker, okay, wider, and in 4 digits. 4 digits, and in 4 digits. The hind limb are much larger and they are more muscular. They are more muscular, more powerful than the forelimbs and in 5 digits. The 5 digits or toes. Absence of neck is helpful in. Any idea how the absence of neck is helpful? There is no neck in this animal. How that is going to help? Come on, guys. Come on. Come on. Anyone wants to try it? Absence of neck. No one wants to try this. If there is a moving neck, then is that animal can swim easily. And also, if there is a moving neck, can the animal can reduce the brightness? I was saying the same thing. Yes, so it helps in locomotion, okay? It helps in locomotion. But I'm thinking that if I reduce one of the lights, this is a front light, so if the front light is reduced, and if, no, this is not going to help. ये कुछ नहीं हो रहा.